Today, Atiku is not a Fulani man. I'm talking to Yaya Ginger. I want to put sense into Yaya Ginger. Is Atiku not a Fulani man? As Fulani people not kill our people? So should we say that Fulani man should never contest president of this country? These are realities. Let's say the truth. He is talking to Peter Obi, that Peter Obi, his kinsman or whatever, his man from his tribe, has executed Sardauna during the coup. So he should not be allowed to be president. Has he forgotten that Fulani are still killing us every day? What's the difference? What's the difference? So if it is that way, a Fulani man will not rule this country. Because that's how we should go. Because they are killing us and they are still killing us. Why should we award them with the presidency, the highest office of this country? Are we stupid? If our people are not, if they don't regard our people as subservient, they will not talk like that. Because they look at us as if we are nobody in this country. That's why he has the guts to say those things he's saying. Because he feels entitled that he's born to rule. And that notion, that preponderant notion, and that kind of mentality, that it will never help us to a nationhood. We will never grow to a nationhood. If we want to grow in this country, we have to be fair to every tribe. We have to be fair to every religion. And that is how we should move forward. But enough of this hypocrisy in this country.
Interesting one there. Anyways, this video is very interesting. I'll just allow you to watch the video to the end because there is panic here and there now. So there's tension everywhere, especially there's tension in Aso Rock, in APC, the ruling party. Their house is not in order. So there is political tensions everywhere and a lot of issues. So this video will make you understand a lot of things. So just take your time, watch this video to the end, and please do me a favor after watching. You like, you share, you comment to this, you subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guide now. You run it for me now so that you don't miss update from me next time. You know, this season is going to be a lot of these messages like that. Do you understand? A lot of secret, because the ADC now up to today we still do not even understand ADC and knowing who they are giving the tickets to and which platform these people will be contesting the election at that time. And just take your time, watch the video, we'll come back and talk about it. So please don't forget to subscribe.
You think that the drivers of Nigeria's coalition, political coalition, are listening to the yearnings of Nigerians and what they actually want? But it will seem that some drivers of the coalition have their goal, which they are desperate to accomplish. And the arrowhead of these self-seeking people will seem to be Atiku Abubakar, who definitely has drawn to his side the likes of Kenneth Okonkwo and Dele Momodu. So influential people like that, Nasir El-Rufai, Rauf Aregbesola, Rotimi Amechi, and the rest of them, giving Atiku hope to use the coalition to achieve his dream of becoming Nigeria's president by all means, like Muhammadu Buhari in 2011, when Muhammadu Buhari lost the election to Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan. He was weeping that he was not given the opportunity to develop Nigeria. As God will have it, Muhammadu Buhari eventually used the coalition to achieve his goal of becoming Nigeria's president. And then he showed Nigerians his true picture of somebody who had no intention to develop Nigeria than perpetuate the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, empower the herdsmen terrorists, and perpetrate corruption. Because outside of those three things, war against Boko Haram, herdsmen terrorism, and corruption, what did Muhammadu Buhari achieve in 8 years after several times of taking a shot at the presidency and losing out? So what has Atiku Abubakar to sell to Nigerians? That he was a vice president 1999 to 2007, 8 years as the vice president to President Olusegun Obasanjo, and at the end of the day, both of them, Olusegun Obasanjo built his own university and national library. Atiku Abubakar built his own university. So what other evidence will Nigerians be looking for that the presidency was corrupt? But one thing, despite corruption, Obasanjo maintained peace and relative progress. But as from Umaru Musa Yar'Adua till date, 2009 when Umaru Musa Yar'Adua started the war against Boko Haram, that has become Nigeria's major preoccupation. Umaru Musa Yar'Adua and Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, as his vice president, turned Nigeria into a terrorist country. And that has been the case till date. And Atiku Abubakar said he was looking for power to fight the Boko Haram Muslim community. So, since 2009 to 2025, and somebody is still agonizing over his lack of chance to use the army to fight Boko Haram. So, what has Nigeria to gain from electing Atiku Abubakar in his age and bent on sabotaging North and South justice? Not to talk of zonal justice. So, the song that the supporters of Atiku Abubakar are singing now, that I heard in a video, is that anybody who clinches the presidential candidacy of the African Democratic Congress, the coalition's party, they will support that person. So is it that crowd will surpass the overwhelming majority of Nigerians now looking for justice to be the bedrock of Nigeria's peace and progress? So anybody who clinches the presidential flag bearer of the ADC will support him. Who are you? How many are you? Do you represent the overwhelming majority of Nigerians? Stop deceiving yourself. If you allow Atiku Abubakar to do to the ADC what he did to the PDP, good luck to you. But Peter Obi, I have warned you before in the video. I advise you to start putting together your own coalition and to consider the likes of Omoyele Sowore, because Dati Baba Ahmed, I don't agree with you that the presidential ticket of the Labour Party is still ready for Peter Obi. No, you may trust the Labour Party. Not most Nigerians don't trust the Labour Party, led by Joe Ajaero and Festus Osifo, who, after whining and dining with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, accepted 70,000 as minimum wage instead of 250,000 naira minimum wage. Not even 100,000 naira minimum wage, 70,000. And under what spurious excuse that Tinubu said if we ask for more than 70,000, he will increase fuel price. Fuel price that he has increased severally. Why didn't you tell him, no, okay, we will accept 70,000 if you reverse all the increments that you have made on fuel price? Aha. So, Dati Baba Ahmed, you are so sure of the Labour Party. I am not sure of it. And any right-thinking Nigeria will not be sure of the Labour Party. I would rather the political party of Omoyele Sowore or any other. Or, in fact, it is better for Peter Obi to return to PDP than any other party. That's the truth of the matter. So, Peter Obi, I'm advising you to think and think fast. The Yoruba people say, if you cannot go forward, you go backward. So, I'm advising you. And I've told you before, I said, well, if the coalition agrees to field you, because you are the one very many Nigerians are looking forward to represent North, South, and zonal justice. You are the only person in that position. But we have not got any other person from the Southeast competing with you. So what else can anybody say? So despite my reservations about you, I conclude that you are not worse than, and I don't see how you can be worse than Muhammadu Buhari. Let me even say, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, who started the war, who imposed the war against Boko Haram on Nigeria, ravaging human lives and economic resources of Nigeria since 2009 till date. Former President Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, who perpetrated the war, which is 4 years, squandered it. The only preoccupation, the only goal was how Jonathan would defeat the Boko Haram Muslim community. And of course, he squandered human lives and economic resources. You are there now. So I'm not to tell you if you are sincere and you really know what was going on. So, and then Muhammadu Buhari came, added S-men terrorism. Tinubu came, all subsidies are gone. Paying workers' returns and saying he's transferring funds to indigent households. I don't know whether it is on the basis of that he is still sinking Nigeria in debt. He's going for more than $21 billion. That is what the Senate has just approved for him. Another loan to add to the trillions on grant, despite all subsidies gone. And so where is Nigeria's petroleum revenue going? So, but what I'm saying, Peter Obi, don't waste your time with this coalition. If as I'm talking, you are not yet sure of your fate in that coalition, pull out. Because the song I am hearing now is that anybody who clinches the presidential ticket of the ADC, they will vote for such a person. That is not what Nigerians expect, except those who are bribed by a powerful, desperate person looking to become Nigeria's president, as desperate as Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. God forbid. Nigerians, open your eyes. So Peter Obi, follow the sayings of Yoruba elders. If you cannot go forward, go backward. So go back to the PDP that says the presidential ticket is ready for you. Don't go to Labour Party. Don't go to Labour Party, because those in PDP, we know them. and we can tell them what they did in the past, that they should not repeat it. But these Labour Party people, we have even come to know, of course, Ajaero and Festus Osifo, and their cohorts. Well, we never tell you where they are going. It is within their mind. So, Daddy Baba Ahmed, as much as I admire you, I don't agree with you that the Labour Party's presidential ticket is ready for Peter Obi. No. If the ADC is sure not to feed him and to create crisis for him, those who want to create confusion and benefit from it, I say anybody from North or South can contest for the ticket of the ADC. Rubbish and nonsense. If they have not changed that song till now, the earlier you return to PDP that says the presidential ticket is ready for you, the better. That is the truth of the matter. Those who have decamped into the ADC, if they mean well for Nigeria, they will go back to the PDP. If they don't, other people will support you. Those who want justice for peace and progress of Nigeria, we go with you. I assure you. But if you stay with this desperate man who will not mind doing to the ADC what he did to the PDP, the earlier you accept the invitation of the PDP, the better. My warning and wish for Nigeria: justice, peace, unity, progress.
Where did we go wrong in the last election? We didn't go wrong anywhere. We did the right things. But like I always tell people, when you bring a change, you fight for enemy all those who live off the old order. They don't go away. They gang up. So, and we're not don't think it's a sprint race to remove establishment. It's a long distance journey. Everywhere is happened in the world. Go and check everywhere, whether you're looking at what happened in India with Mandela, in America, everything. No change has come overnight. It takes time. I urge all of you, if you really want change, we've just begun. We just have to continue to where we are. If I tell people, and I say it every day, what I go through, you ask me, why are you still in this thing? Why are you still doing this? Why do you still have to bother? But I'm in it. And I don't intend to change. You see, every now and then you see agencies of government, tools of government, even when I'm not running an election, calling me them every day. They now organize town hall meeting just for me. No problem. It doesn't bother me. Let's keep doing what we're doing. We did well. And we should be proud of it and continue in that trajectory. INEC server was same as the establishment. The server won't work because the establishment had made it that it won't work. So it is us to continue to say it will work. There was no glitch. Amazon came and said there was no glitch. Amazon glitch is noticed globally, is recorded globally. And as at that period, we even brought the Amazon person who said these are the number of glitches we have since inception, and there was none that was reported that day. So we know it didn't report. It was the glitch of the establishment of criminality that is in the system, and we must one day make it work. So we know there was no glitch, So you talked about the external influences. There's no external influence. I don't need to lobby anybody. I can tell you that I went to several meetings outside Nigeria. Do Americans come to Nigeria when they're running an election? No. Do Kenyans come to Nigeria? I will not go to any country. I'm a Nigerian, and I'm running to serve Nigeria. Why will I go and lobby anybody? I'm one person who says, if I'm in office, we will stop foreign aid because we don't need it. God gave us everything. We don't need to waste anybody's time. I said it today when I was in the city council. Nigeria have everything it needs to be a super country. God gave us everything. I don't need to go and lobby anybody. We just need to fold our sleeves and walk. It's as simple as ABC. We don't need anybody. I have governed the state. I didn't leave the state. Things were bad. Before I became governor of Anambra was home for bar references and everything. In fact, it was named Home for All. And I came and said, there's no place called Home for All. And we changed it to what? Light of the nation. We said we'll be first in everything. No longer are we going to be used in bad reference. No quarrel, no nothing. And we face the work. So from education, from health, from this, from that, fixing our small roads and everything. Somebody asked me today about it. What didn't do? I didn't start any new road. Maybe one or two. But I fixed the ones that were existing. completed one my predecessors from Ngike to everybody started. That's what we should do. We don't need any influence. We want external relationship. In fact, let me tell you about international relationship. The more developed, the more you dig in and do the right things, the more you earn your respect internationally.
Yeah, that's true.
China didn't start by coming to beg America. Neither was Vietnam, neither was India. Today, yeah, it's being celebrated. These are countries 3 years ago that were stuck in underdevelopment. If you don't know, within 50, what we talk about China, India today, between year 2000, which was just yesterday, and year 2015, China put 439 million people out of poverty. India did 260 million out of poverty. Today, those two countries, the biggest in population combined, Nigeria is almost having more people in poverty than two. It cannot happen. All we need is to have people who are sincere and dismantle people for stealing public money. We can't continue like that. We have oil, we have gold, we have everything. So why are we going to beg people who don't have those facilities? No.
Now I want to give you, within the next 5-10 minutes, 5 solid reasons why most of the political bandits, the elitist bandits, and the field bandits, Boko Haram, ISWAP, terrorist herdsmen, unknown gunmen, kidnappers, are afraid of Peter Obi becoming the president of Nigeria or going into Asura. Let me tell you, Peter is not like them. And I say it again to anybody who cares to listen. Peter is not your conventional Nigerian politician. Peter is one leader who understands the compassions, the people-centric, the patriotism that is inculcated, that is required in leadership, just like Desa Mbakwe, just like Latif Jakonde, just like Michael Obara. He's not like them. And I'll give you examples, reasons why. Let me tell you, you saw the 2025 budget. Allegedly, the National Assembly is inserted over 6.9 trillion naira into that budget. You and I know that such criminal insertions will not happen under a Peter Obi presidency or even an Obasanjo presidency. Obasanjo had a running battle with National Assembly there because they inserted things into his budget and he returned it to them without accepting to it. Under a Peter Obi presidency, guys, they've not born the Senate president or the House of Rep people to insert things into that budget. Because you saw the one that they put, allegedly, street lights, solar lights, it running into millions. One solar light that they sold for 105,000, 200,000 naira, they inserted solar lights running into millions for one solar light. Such madness cannot happen under Peter Obi presidency. You guys are aware, most of the members of the Senate, those in the Senate, and even those in the executive, we are former governors. There is no former governor in the history of Nigeria that did not railroad and coerced their state assemblies to pass humongous pension retirement fund for them, running into tens and billions of naira. Peter Obi is the only governor. Ima Yadwa, late Yadwa, God bless his soul. President Yadwa, Peter Obi and President Yadwa are the only two governors who governed Nigeria for 8 years, stayed for 8 years, without railroading their state assemblies to pass criminal, massive humongous pension funds for them upon retirement. It's on record. Peter is not like them. That is why they hate him. Peter Obi is the only governor in the history of Nigeria. The same thing with the good man Yadwa, who did not sign CFO of state land, public property, to himself, his wife, or his children. Peter signed over 6,000 CFOs as governor. Peter never signed anyone, either for him, for his wife, for his son and his daughter, or for anybody that bears Obi, related, extended family, or anything. It's on record. Peter is not like them. You see, the truth is, and we know, Peter was governor for 8 years. When Peter became governor in 2006, he was impeached. He came back in 2007. When Peter was governor, Anambra, before Peter became governor, Anambra was a nest of armed robbers and kidnappers. There were daily incidents of armed robbery. Banks were being robbed. People were being kidnapped. That time, it was even famed that if you go into Onitsha with a bag that's suspected that there's money inside it, those criminals won't even begin to ask you open. They'll cut off your hand and carry your hand on the bag. It was that terrible. When Peter became governor, Peter did a very uncommon thing. Unlike those who will always empower thugs and arm them to win an election and then allow them to run, Peter decided to hand over security back to the people. He convened the meeting of all the town union leadership, Ndeze and the town union leaders, 177 town union leaders. And Peter asked them to donate their sons. Every community knows the good, bad, and ugly. They donated their good sons, educated sons, capable sons. Peter went to Innocent. We have to motorize the security outfit. Innocent gave every community one truck. Innocent truck, and then gave the motorcycles. Peter went to Yadwa and pleaded with Yadwa to send army to go and clear some of the evil forests, notorious forests where those kidnappers used to camp, and got the opposition party, PDP majority, holy PDP assembly, to help him pass a law. If your house is used to sequester or warehouse a kidnapped victim, you will lose that property. When Peter have done this, equipped the vigilantes, provided them with communication equipment, mobilized and galvanized the communities. In 6 months, they chased away all the kidnappers. One of the worst kidnappers that came to First Act to establish Evans was in Anambra. When he was chased away, he came to Lagos to come and establish his nest. For 5 good years, the Inspector General of Police, an Hausa man, submitted. Anambra was the most secure state in Nigeria for 5 consecutive years under Peter Obi governorship. Peter was in Africa. Peter did it. Peter is the only governor. When Peter became governor in 2007, Nigeria had already participated 6 years under the Millennium Development Goal arrangement, which was one of the programs initiated to end poverty in the world. China was able to move 50 million people out of poverty. India moved. Nigeria and the state governments could not move anybody out of poverty. Peter came in 6 years after implementing the Millennium Development Goal. He was the only governor. See, one of the 3 key critical areas of measuring good governance, the physiological is the basic access to education, literacy level, access to basic health care, and the per capita income of the citizens of within a given locality. Within 7 years, Peter Obi governed Anambra consistently. Anambra became number 1 education ranking. It's not just number 1 in Nigeria. Public schools in Anambra, from CKC to regional places, we are going to Silicon Valley in the US to participate in STEM science competitions, and they were topping people from around the world. It's no flu, it's no cho. Peter did it. Peter won the Millennium Development. Consistently, Peter was invited in the UN as one governor who met the targets. Today, Anambra has the least number of out-of-school kids in Nigeria. Today, when the APC took over as Rock in 2015, we had 10 million out-of-school kids. Today, it's over 21 million. And we think this is, see, they hate Peter because Peter is different. See, you and I, let me tell you, see, one of the easy ways I know those who are part of the rot in the system, one of the ways I gauge people's character is what they defend, what they support, what they endorse, and what they try to declare. You can pretend. A man's character is registered, his DNA. The real DNA is a man's character. A behavioral DNA, like this is my man's behavior. Peter had been this consistent. We know what to do. Peter will hand over security back to the people. Let me tell you, similar thing happened in America. Obama was president. Baghdadi and ISIS were busy capturing the whole of the Middle East. They took over practically half of the Middle East. But America was there, they had president. But of course, we know when we talk about all this that you said nonsense and some of these people being complicit in this. Obama and co sat it down and they watched the same way they watched Boko Haram devastate North Africa, not Nigeria, because after they removed Gaddafi, they watched ISIS sweep through the whole of the Middle East. When Trump became president, he wasn't part of the establishment. He asked the people, how long will it take to decimate ISIS? They said 5 years. Of course, he bypassed the bureaucracy. The same thing we have in Nigeria today. The current security arrangement in Nigeria, it's not working, that will never work. He bypassed them. Trump bypassed them, flew into the Middle East, met the people on the ground, the commanders in the field. And when by the time they opened his eyes to what they can do and everything, he empowered them. In 6 months, what ISIS that grew in 4 or 5 years, in 6 months, Trump, American army decimated all of them. Within 2 years, the criminal Baghdadi was wiped off like a dog. ISIS, all the territories ISIS gained under Obama's prosecuting games was wiped away in 6 months. American troops are working with allies, clean them out. Because Trump wasn't part of the criminal establishment, political establishment that is in the same thing we know. The governor of Zamfara State, Dauda, said something very, very truthful. He said they know where the bandits live, they know where they camp, they know people that they interact with. He said if we have the political will, that they will decimate the bandits within 2 weeks. With the right political will, restructuring the security architecture of Nigeria, handling security. But let me tell you, if you go to Zamfara State today, 13 local government area, and you empower the people in every of the ward in Zamfara, you ask them to donate 200 of their sons to protect themselves. You arm them with AK-47, with rocket propelled launchers, with 5 armored personnel carriers in every local government area. Put them under a commander who is an indigenous of the state, under the National Security Advisor and the governor. Empower the indigenous, the villagers. In 3 months, they will. In fact, you will not see any bandit in Zamfara State. We know the truth. The same thing applicable everywhere in Nigeria. It's left for us. And the truth is that 80% of the elites in Nigeria are so compromised. Everybody's jumping ship. Everybody just wants to be part of the group. When you see 90% of those who are criticizing the president, those in power, are actually worse. They are angling to go in there. They will never provide any solution. And they are all cowards. The truth is, Peter is better. Peter is not a saint. Peter may not be perfect. But of course, he's not perfect. But I tell you, if there's any more man who has the good intentions, who has the compassion, who has the strength and energy, who has the discipline and focus, who has that strong will, political will, convictions to tackle headlong insecurity in Nigeria and help us restructure this country and take it to the glorious place God has made for us, is Peter Obi. It's for every one of us. Like Joshua, I've always said it, for me and my household, we will do the right thing. We will serve the Lord. We will not be seen being part of the harness in the land. For all of you, if you want to be part of the harness, if you want to be brainwashed because of your ethno-religious proclivity, if you want to hate a good man, anyway, I am not surprised. 2,000 years ago, we had a similar situation. Not even such a situation. We had a good man, a righteous man, Jesus Christ. He walked the face of the earth. He clothed them. He fed them. He healed their sick. He raised their dead. He never offended anybody. He was busy doing good works. When it was time, the elites hated him. The Pharisees, the scribes, of course, they had the callous, polar, stupid, the illiterate masses who did not know their left and their right. They mobilized them, accused Jesus Christ of blasphemy, and wanted him crucified on the cross of Calvary. Pontius Pilate knew that Jesus was innocent. But Pontius Pilate, being a weakling and a coward, just wanted to remain politically relevant and remain politically correct. He decided to subject them to the vote of the people. He now asked them, between a convicted criminal, we know the Barabbas in Nigeria, we know the criminals and thieves in Nigeria. The same way, he told them, between the convicted criminal, the bandit, the Barabbas, and the righteous Jesus, who should I release for them? For you, who should I release for you people? The mumus, the mobs, the many mumus in Nigeria, mumus, most of them masses in Nigeria, mumus. The elites were able to bribe them, give them money. The same way most of us sell our votes during the election, then we'll come back and start weeping. The same way coppers and teachers and professors and policemen will collect money and help these bandits to rig election and doctor results, and then come out back the next 4 years to start willing. The mumus, goaded by the criminal elites, say they wanted Barabbas. That was how the righteous man was crucified on the cross of Calvary. Of course, it was all designed to fulfill the will of God, that mankind might be saved. But similar thing is repeating itself today. In Nigeria, once you're part of the criminal gang or the thief or the looter and you flaunt money, people hate you. May God have mercy on us.